Welcome everybody to episode number 41 of the Third Sun Gaming Podcast. I know 41, right?
Yeah.
We're getting up there. But I'm your host Tyler, joined by our co-hosts, all of our co-hosts this week. So let's
I
start.
think Eugene did he disconnect?
No, I'm here.
No, he's here.
Oh,
I'm
it's
here.
weird because
So-
it's making noises. Sorry.
No, he's good.
We have to start
So
off. Sorry.
let's start with Mike. Mike, how are you today?
About ready to break my foot off in some delivery man ass, my friend.
Well,
How
we're
about
going to talk about that later. So also joining us is Graham. Graham, how you doing?
I'm doing great here in the Great
is there-
White North. It was actually turned into the Great White North. I had a
Yeah.
snow day, which gave me some more gaming time, which, as people know, I desperately need, and I took full advantage of it. I want people to know that didn't let that day go to waste.
Are you anywhere near finishing Zelda yet?
No.
Okay. So it
You're
didn't go to
such a
all that
fucking
good use.
loser.
So, also joining us, and congratulations again, Eugene, new father. How are you doing?
You
Congratulations,
guys are
Father.
jerks. You guys are the biggest jerks. I listened to the episode last week, by the
Good.
way. The Eugene list Saturday. I really
No
did.
Eugene Saturday.
Yeah, no Eugene Saturday. Then I was nice enough. I sent in a question.
You
I
did?
sent in a question. I brought up a topic, and still.
What did I
That's
do,
only
man?
'cause
Like,
you were
come on.
bored
We,
sitting
we
at the
gotta,
Well,
we
to
gotta
be
tell
fair-
me.
Bullshit us.
To be fair, it was like the shortest episode we've had in a while.
Oh my God.
So, but
I'm
congratulations.
doing great. The baby's doing great. So
Good. So, what's the baby's name again?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. So, for
Yes,
everybody
man,
out
I
there.
like that.
So, once again, congratulations and glad to have you back.
Thank you.
So let's, or before we jump into news, you can join the conversation by joining our Facebook group. You can head over to the Third Sun Gaming Podcast. And also, while you're there, join our forums, the Third Sun Gaming Podcast forums. Take part in the discussion. We have a pretty good discussion going there weekly with a lot of cool people. So come join that, be part of it, and help us grow. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Third Sun Gaming, THIRDSUN Gaming, all one word. And you can send us an email, mail at thirdsungaming.com. So let's jump into news this week. Not a ton going on as we're kind of in the dead zone here, but
Don't ignore me.
what did you have something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said no.
Okay, well, we're going to do it anyway, so sorry.
No.
So starting off, a game that's been looked forward to by a lot of people, including myself, and especially by Graham, because Graham, this is like in your holy trinity of games.
Oh God, you're gonna hear the boner pop.
So, Mass Effect Andromeda is already getting negative press over the animations in the game, and I actually watched some videos of this, and there's like NPCs doing crab walks across the screen and just looking really bizarre, and weird facial animations and things like that that honestly the first game didn't even have.
Really?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a little concerning considering that before I saw this, I pre-ordered the game, but because you'd think that this game would be solid.
Well, and they're touting it as a 4K game with
Yeah.
really good graphics and stuff like this.
Mhm.
Like, that's going to be distracting, going to take away from how good the graphics is when you see a character crab walking across the screen
Yep.
or whatever, right?
And you know how it is when the internet gets hold of something. It's already out there everywhere.
Now,
Yep.
but what are the chances of a day one patch fixing this?
Oh, absolutely a chance.
A
Absolutely.
15 gigabyte day one patch.
Yeah, there's a good chance of it, but this is in the finalized version that people are getting for review.
Yeah.
So that's concerning.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. I played this for about an hour. I made the whitest, beachest Barbie bunny character I could possibly make. So the chick has blonde hair, like platinum blonde hair, and anytime that she's on the camera in the cutscenes or talking to somebody, the hair just completely wigs out. Like there's bad anti-aliasing or something like that. So beyond that, I haven't seen anything bad. As far as animations go, moving around in the game is kind of pretty slick and pretty fluid.
Okay, good.
So,
So how do you actually like the game?
you know what? It's not like 3 and 2 as far as I can remember. This is, I'm not going to spoil any of the story, but
Yeah, please don't.
they took a piece of Skyrim out. And now at the top you have that little bar like you do on Skyrim when you turn around you can see like stuff like forts and dungeons and stuff. Well,
Yeah,
at the very
really.
beginning, as you start, going through the story and everything like that, I saw a white thing on the thing, and I'm like, huh. I'm like, that looks like a keep. And so I went over to it, and all of a sudden, bang! I got a whole list of objectives on the where the quest log would be on the top right side of the screen. So there's a lot more to this one.
Okay. So you're kind of liking it so far?
I have no opinion yet. I can say
Okay.
one thing: I'm not bored.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So
I
mostly
just
positive.
yeah, I just started, so
Okay.
I really can't give you a next week I can. So
All right. Cool. So this game's coming out next Tuesday. I have high hopes for it, Graham. I know you do too.
I do.
And if you're interested in getting it, or if you already have, the preload for the game, if you pre-ordered it digitally, for PS4 is 42.9 gigabytes, and for Xbox One it's 42.19.
oh, Tyler,
Yeah.
it does have horde mode like Gears of War,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
multiplayer. Yeah,
That's cool.
so like, yeah, I think that was in Mass Effect 2, wasn't it, where you had waves of troops and different things coming at you.
Mhm.
I don't know, my
think
friend, because
so.
I never played the multiplayer in Mass Effect.
Yeah, the Mass Effect 2 in its multiplayer, and I'm pretty sure it is in 3 too. That's all the multiplayer was really was. You had waves of enemies
Yeah.
coming towards you.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say 3 probably would have had it because a part of the game incorporated it where you would go into this event, right? And you would have these
Mhm.
waves of enemies that you would fight. So I could see that crossing over into multiplayer because they are incorporated into single player campaign.
It is actually pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I will
And
say I will say
yeah.
one more thing. Sorry.
Mhm.
Character creation is pretty good.
Okay.
As far as robustness and the things you can change and
Yeah, Mass Effect
Uh,
was pretty good for that, I found.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's 2 more classes this time.
And just so everybody out there knows, Mike's generally pretty picky when it comes to creation zone type things.
Yes.
So if he's given it stamp approval, that's probably pretty good. And
Yep.
and I'll say as far as the horde mode goes, I don't know because this will be the first Mass Effect game I've ever played. So
Really?
yeah,
If you don't like this one, you really should play 2. 2 is by far
Yeah.
the best in my opinion.
I've heard that too.
2 was
So,
great.
But I'm looking forward to getting into the series. Kind of like getting into Zelda, with this one. But
Yeah.
all right, next up, Ubisoft has banned on PC 1,500 players from For Honor, with another 4,000 or so to come. And they're being banned for AFK farming. So basically, having a bot go around and do everything for you to level up. So there'll
Yeah.
be approximately 1,500 or 5,500 players banned from For Honor. So I'm glad to see that they're keeping up their commitment.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
actually glad to see more companies do this.
Yeah.
Because do you remember back when we played, Mike, like Call of Duty pretty regularly,
Yes.
and there were the people that would hide under the map?
Yes.
Yes, that was awful, and they never did anything.
Nope.
These people, and it was intentional, and they people just sit under there and think it's awesome that they have an unlimited a super high kill death ratio,
Right.
but it's not even fun. How's that even fun? But
It's
I don't-
not.
I don't know, but anyway, and there's complaints in Titanfall 2 now too. Like you get certain weapons and people sit in the corners of the map and just snipe people off
Mhm.
and just camp there, and that's not what that game's designed to be either. That game's designed to be fast paced, move around, a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on, and that's what makes the game fun.
Right.
And I still get these people that think it's just really fun to just sit there and rack up a KDR and think they're awesome at the game. Because you know what? If you ever got to any world championship type thing, you'd get owned.
Yep.
Yeah.
Much.
Yep. So
I can't even play Titanfall because that's exactly the way Titanfall multiplayer is online. People just jump on top of buildings and camp there and just snipe everyone, shoot everyone down
Yep.
from the top of the map.
Mhm.
Not fun.
There's no competitive spirit. There's a lot of people out there that have no competitive spirit. Now it's
no, that's true.
my names need to be on the board, and I don't care how it gets there, so I can take
Yep.
a screenshot of it, and
Mhm.
works really well picking up chicks in bars too.
Oh, yeah, I know. So, anyway, up next, playing Pokemon Go actually makes people healthier. We haven't talked about Pokemon Go in a while on the show, but a study by a Duke University graduate student found that people who play the game add about 2,000 steps per day to their routine more than they had before they started playing. So, it's recommended for adults to get 12,000 steps per day, or 10 to 12,000, and adding 2,000 steps a day is pretty significant towards that. So that's cool, and it's an extra thing in the game. Graham, you were telling me recently that you just kind of stopped playing.
I did. It was shortly after the second generation of Pokemon came out too. Like the first 2-3 days, I was really into it, and a guy I worked with, I got him back into it, and he was all excited. But then Zelda Breath of the Wild came out, and I pretty much stopped because basically I would come home and I would just drive around, go to Pokestops because I really had nothing better to do. Well, I probably did, but I chose nothing better to do.
Yeah.
But then Breath of the Wild came out, and I've just been pretty much coming home directly from work and just putting in time on that.
Sure.
But overall, yes, it's got people that are way more active, and like the whole fact of hatching eggs and how they support it. Like I wouldn't be surprised when the summer comes and the warmer weather comes that it's gonna just boost up because it's freezing cold here and people are still going out and doing it. So
Yeah. And I think the one advantage you have, and I wish I had this because I think I'd enjoy the game a lot more. You live in a very urban area.
yes,
So there's a lot of stuff going on in that game. And when you live like where I live right now, it's not like super middle of nowhere, but it's not a big sprawling urban area either.
yeah,
And there's only so much stuff you can do in the game.
So that's exactly why I stopped playing because when the game first came out, it was fun, it was exciting, everyone was playing. I would actually drive about 30 minutes to go into the city and go to the park where everyone was at. But right now, even with the last update, I played a little bit from the last update because I was traveling for work and there's a lot of Pokestops and everything there. But since I live in a rural area like you, I do live in a rural area. There's nothing around me, so there's no point of me walking around. And they did fix the last update. It actually caused a lot more spawns to happen. But until they fix the Pokestop issue, and I think if they allowed some people to register Pokestops, I think it'll really rejuvenate the game. But they've really got to find some way for people to do that where it's not a huge mess and everyone's just making their house a Pokestop and things like that.
what's the Pokestop issue?
Yeah, that's the issue is how many Pokestops are in the game.
Oh, like too many?
No, not enough. Not enough. Like I know when I was talking to you about it, you live like there's like what 20 Pokestops around you or something like that.
Well, in 15 minutes, I could probably hit about 500 Pokestops.
Yeah, see, that's not the way. Even if I go to Little Rock, the capital of Arkansas, there's not that many Pokestops. Where I'm at, there's 3, maybe in a 5-mile radius.
Yeah, and that's the biggest difference between rural and urban, and that's why I'm saying it's easier to enjoy the game if you're in an urban area, and especially like Toronto. Toronto's kind of become one of the major hubs for the game. You know, I've seen videos of people playing in Toronto, and you just see these massive crowds. You know, and I'm sure that's died off a little bit.
Yeah, but it would make a huge difference. You're right, because the game is kind of a grind, and if you can't get to any of them, like it's even harder. So,
for sure. So, all right, let's move on to something I'm very much looking forward to this year: the Xbox Scorpio. Scorpio is going to reportedly have an internal power supply, which is awesome, and it's kind of expected since they did it with the One S.
Yeah.
And it's going to support 4K 60 frames per second captures, which the PS4 Pro actually does not. PS4 Pro does do 60 frames per second, but at 1080p. So, any thoughts on this, guys?
I mean, I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Okay. Like the developers for what is it? Shadows of War said, you know, they said it's an awesome. It lives up to everything. It's gonna over deliver. Yeah. Yep. And so basically going to be looking at a PC in a box.
You know where else? You know where else, guys? I think this box is going to over deliver. Is on price. I think they're setting people up to think it's going to be super expensive, and I really think they're going to come in at $400.
I really hope you're right, because
$400 would be amazing.
I'd rather pay $400 and
that would be an E3 showstopper if they
think about what a game changer that would be in this generation in terms of the kind of the balance of power, so to speak. If they come out with this box at $400.
And what do you think?
I'll tell you this. One of the one sales retail place has 2 terabyte 1S right now for $339. So it'd have to be the 500 gigabyte edition.
Oh yeah, for sure it would be the 500 gig, and it'd be on you to get your external hard drive, and that's fine. I mean, that's whatever. But
I still don't understand paying all that extra money for 1.5 terabytes when you could just get 4 for $100.
Some people just don't like that external sitting by it. You know, I don't get why. To me, it's a money thing. So
I bought the 2 terabyte one, maybe because it was the first one released.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad I have it, and I don't need to worry about a hard drive and stuff.
Yeah, some people just aren't into that. And I'll say, I mean, I have one, and there was during moving it around, the cable actually got bent and it wouldn't work. I had to go get another one, so I was shut down from playing what I wanted to play for a day. You
Yeah.
know, so there are things like that come into
That's your
play. But that's
fault.
pretty. Yeah, it is my fault, but it's pretty rare.
But still, it does give
Yeah,
it a disadvantage for that
yeah.
reason.
But having the external next to it's never bothered me. But
Mm.
we'll talk about more the price more as we get closer to E3. We'll make E3 predictions like the week before and stuff like that. But man, I really think they're going to do it. I think they see it as an opportunity to completely change the game, and I really think they're going to do it. I think if they come in at like $600, that's a huge mistake. So we'll see. But
Yeah, I'm curious if there's gonna be an Oculus Rift package deal too.
yeah, I'm really curious to see that. But they did say so. Phil Spencer was on. We talked about this last week a little bit. But he was on Podcast Unlocked a few weeks ago, and he said that they see VR as a vital part of gaming, but they want it to be fleshed out on PC first.
Yeah.
So they see it as an important part of the Xbox future. But the way he was talking, it made it sound like it's not a right now thing for the Xbox.
It's not going to be at
It's
launch.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna get it right on PC with Windows gaming, and then they'll bring it to the Xbox. And
I think that's fine. I think that's a good idea too, right?
mhm,
Because you know that PC right now is capable of that, and who knows? Like some
mhm,
people argue that 6 teraflops won't be enough. So I
yeah,
don't know.
and who knows? They've thrown us off before with stuff,
Yeah,
and I still think the Halo 6 comments are saying Halo's there's no Halo game this year. I still think that might be throwing us off
yeah.
to drop a major surprise at E3, but we'll see.
And
And
another
Opportunity
thing
too.
too, if they realize that 6 teraflops isn't quite enough, well, maybe they'll do like an
mhm,
add-on box, kind of like PlayStation does for PSVR.
mhm,
So who knows?
yeah,
So they're gonna make sure
possible.
it's good.
Yep. All right, so moving on. So something that we were talking about, we're all kind of looking forward to actually. The Disney Afternoon Collection has been announced and will be released on April 18th. And these are just like silly games that bring you back to when you were a kid. But it's like DuckTales, DuckTales 2, Tailspin, and three others. It's going to be $19.99 USD. And it comes out, like I said, on April 18th. So who's looking forward to this?
I am so excited about this game. Whenever I saw the video posted on Twitter, and yeah, you're right. Those games are exactly what I played when I was little on the NES. Not so much Ducktales. I love Ducktales, and I never had the chance to play Ducktales 2. And even now, if you try to buy a Ducktales 2 cartridge, it's worth hundreds of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But Chip and Dale, the first one, the second one's on there, and Tailspin, also a fantastic game. I mean, those are great Disney games. I mean, that was when Disney did games right, was on the NES, and
Yeah,
I'm real excited for it. And I'll pay $20 for it. I really hope there's a retail edition. I don't know if it's download only, but I'm
I bet there
assuming,
will be.
yeah, because with DuckTales, I don't know if you guys ever played DuckTales Remastered, but I love that game, and it came on the retail copy. So I'm hoping there's
Yeah.
some kind of retail box, some kind of collectible to go
And
along
these
with it.
games are all being remastered in 1080p.
Yeah,
Nice.
So they're going to
awesome.
be current. They're going to look good. And for me, it just brings me back to like some of the old cartoons that you watched when you were a kid.
Yeah.
So stuff like
Yeah,
that, and that's pretty cool.
yeah.
All right, Graham. Finally, for you,
Oh, what you got for me?
your reward for collecting all 900, we think, Korok seeds in Breath of the Wild, which I know you'll do, even though you say you won't.
If I
Is
do, you guys can sit me down and tell me I have a problem because
okay.
We already
I'm
have.
I'm not
You
We
you,
sure.
already
you do
do.
have a problem.
And I do a problem, but I'm not sure how many hours I have into this game. But I'm probably maybe at the 30 mark,
Hmm.
maybe a little higher. So
So what's really sad is that somebody's already done it,
that's pretty sad.
and I can tell you that not if but when you get all 900. And before we sit you down, you'll learn that your reward for doing so is literally a pile of crap.
It's gold.
Appropriate.
It's a gold pile of crap.
It's a gold pile of crap, but that's what you get.
Yeah, it's called Hestu's gift.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's probably like okay.
And
This
the
is what
game
you
even
get
tells
for
you
wasting all your time getting every one of these.
yes, it is, and the game even tells you that it smells really bad.
That's funny.
Yeah,
So that's your reward, Graham, for when
good
you
old
eventually do
Nintendo rewarding its customers.
it.
That's
But
So
seriously, those Korok seeds, those are a beast to collect. I probably have around 30 or 42 that I've redeemed. Use Korok seeds, by the way, to upgrade your inventory
mhm.
in inventory slots in the game. But There are probably I've heard 300, I've heard 900,
Yeah.
but still, it's a lot. It's a
So if
lot.
there's that many, then because you were kind of like not really complaining, but you didn't like about Audi inventory where you couldn't carry all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, this seems like it gives you incentive to collect these seeds
Oh
so
yeah,
you can carry all this.
yeah. And
Which it,
once you find them out in the wild, you're like, oh, Korok seed, because there's distinct puzzles to them, which I gotta commend the
there's a lot of
developers of
distinct
Zelda.
puzzles for them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're I've got to commend. So every one of these Korok seeds has a puzzle that you have to do, and they're unique puzzles. So I got to commend the developers for spending all that time to actually make all these puzzles that you got to these little
Oh, for
puzzles.
sure.
These so
Yeah.
but
I mean,
yeah,
I'll tell you. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Gina. I'll tell you though. I just played a little bit of it now, and I'll get into it more after I get my new living room set up, which I'm going to talk about later. But you can tell they put a ton of detail into this game, and it's just so thoroughly well done. And that it takes it. You don't mind that the graphics aren't like necessarily up to par with Xbox One or PS4, especially PS4 Pro right now, right?
I don't know. I think it's pretty amazing.
I think it looks great. I know you will. I know you will, Graham.
Shut up.
No,
you think it's
they're like okay, no. I've taken so many screenshots. Like I'm just climbing up the mountains and I see like the sun rising and like the perfect colors and that, and I'm like, I got to take a screenshot.
Yes,
And
Graham.
I don't do that with any other games at all.
Okay.
So,
have you played Horizon Zero
so
Dawn?
hang
yet?
on.
well, that's
So
what I was gonna say. If you
so
bring
let me-
on Horizon
yeah.
Zero Dawn, I would like to put it to the test.
So let me get to that. It looks good. I'm not saying it looks bad, but compared to 4K gaming, like you're gonna get on PS4 Pro and you're gonna get on Scorpio this year, it's not the same and it's not comparable.
Yeah, when you go to native 4K, yes.
Yeah, and that's
I don't
where,
have native 4K.
but that's where
to compare.
gaming is going, and it's where gaming is, right? So that's why I say it doesn't look as good,
Mhm.
but it's still a great game.
So here's my worry about all that. So just by the way, there's 120 shrines in the game, by the way, too, and each of those have their own unique puzzle they have to do. But they have said that Zelda is pushing the limits of the Switch. And usually at the beginning of a console's life cycle, you kind of get those games that look great and feel great, but maybe a year into the life cycle or 2 years in the life cycle, that's when games really start looking crisp and everything, you know.
Yeah, PS3 is a good example of that.
Yeah,
sure.
so PS2 is a great example. Even PS3, look
Last
at
of
the
Us.
beginning of the PS3 life cycle and then go on to the end with The Last of Us. Look at the difference. So I'm worried that they're saying that Zelda is pushing the limits right now as is. So are we going to get better looking games in this? Which Zelda is a pretty game, but it has its own art style. It has its own art. The graphics aren't spectacular, but it still is a beautiful game. You don't have to have outstanding. Which the game has great. What is that called? Where you draw distance, it has great draw distance, but it has frame rate issues. So if they're pushing the limit and it still has frame issues, I worry about the life cycle of the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and do you know which game they said really pushed the limits, like pushed the PS3 to its absolute limits?
What's that?
The Last of Us,
Oh yeah,
Which
but
came
it was
out-
at the end of the last.
which
life
came out
cycle.
at the
Yeah.
very end of the life cycle.
Right.
So to hear that about Zelda is a little concerning. I agree. So, but we don't want to turn this into the Zelda podcast again. So I'm gonna cut you guys off, and we're gonna
Go ahead.
we're gonna say that that's gonna. Do
I
it
love
for-
that game.
I know you do, and I know you could talk about it for another hour. So
I
we're
could.
gonna spare everyone for that from now.
Well, we do have time where we talk about what we've been playing, so
I
we'll
know,
just save
and-
that.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm probably gonna cut you off there too. But it's
Graham and I are going to make a Third Some Gaming spin-off just for Zelda and Nintendo.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. That does it for all the news this week. Graham, let's turn over to you. What can we get new in stores this week?
Well, you were kind of talking about it before, but we have one major release that stands out amongst the crowd of new releases for next week. And that release is, like I said, Mass Effect Andromeda. You touch base on it. Now, this game releases on Tuesday, March 21st, and will be playable on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. We also have another title releasing simultaneously for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And that title is Troll and I. This game releases for those major systems on the 21st. Now, next we have a couple games releasing for both Xbox and PS4. Those games are This Is the Police, This game releases on March 22nd for both systems, and Dreamfall Chapters, which gets released on the 24th. Now, PC gamers will share a title release with PS4 with the release of Tukiden 2, releasing on the 21st and on the 24th, and PC gamers will share a title release with Xbox One, and that game is 88 Heroes. Now, for exclusive PS4 releases, we have on the 21st, Touhou Jinsu Wanderer and Touhou Double Focus Touhou, whatever.
I think you purposely picked the hard to pronounce titles.
I just want to like donate money to these companies, come up with the hardest names possible.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, how
Nier Auto Metatron Dangan Rome.
Some Japanese game which the
so we can have the whitest man in the whitest place with the whitest
I know
vocabulary ever. Repeat these.
All right, Touhou Ginzu Genso Wanderer, Touhou Double Focus, and Everything. That game's called Everything. Okay, to finish off the PS4 releases, God, I hope there's no more hard ones. We have Dreamfall Chapters and Zero Escape, the Nonary games.
Oh, Zero Escape game, yeah.
Both will be released on March 24th. Now, for Xbox exclusives, which they usually have easier titles to pronounce, we have Watch Dogs 2, Human Conditions. Now, I'm not sure what this is. Can you guys fill me in on this one?
I'm not sure. I know.
Sounds like an expansion.
Yeah, it sounds like an expansion or DLC.
DLC.
Yeah.
DLC.
So this is releasing on the 23rd. And also we have Deformers, which releases on the 24th. Now, over to the Nintendo side, Legend of Zelda. No, not Zelda. We have a 3DS title being released. And that is a Mario title. And that is Mario Sports Superstars, which will be released on March 24th.
Okay.
That's all I have for new releases, and hopefully they're easier next week.
Sam, you know what you're going to talk about next week?
What?
MLB The Show.
There we go.
Can't wait to get
Heard
set
good
up with
things
our.
about it.
Can't wait to get set up with our online league so I can destroy Graham and have captures in 60 frames per second. And,
yes,
in only 1080p, but still.
I'm not denying that's not gonna happen because I will be what you guys call a noob playing MLB The Show.
I hope you whip your ass because you only hit on pussy mode.
So for everybody out there, we're going to be starting a MLB The Show league, connected to our online franchise, and we'll be starting that in mid-April. We'll give everybody a few weeks to get the game in hand and play the game a little bit. So if you want to sign up for that, head over to our Facebook group and sign up. We'll be getting everybody set up here, like I said, about 2 weeks into April and get that going. So, all right, Graham, thank you. It's always fun listening to you try to pronounce the hard ones.
The funny thing to do, I looked up I would pronounce it and I just completely forgot it.
Just next week in an email, just send them a list of made-up titles of
just
really hard to pronounce Japanese names.
Do my best to screw it up.
All right, so Mike, what can we save money on?
All right, we're going to go with the games with gold for Xbox for March this month. Layers of Fear is still available. Evolve is now available for download. We already talked about that one. There's other one here that kind of like meh. Borderlands 2 is now backwards compatible and free, so you can check that out. A lot of people, this has made a lot of people buy the Handsome Collection, which is on sale right now this week on if you have gold on the Xbox. So you might want to check that out. It's a whopping $20. Heavy Weapon is now available as well. Heavy Weapon is also in EA Access, and you get it for free. So, whatevs. It's a good game. It was out in the early life of 360, but it was a lot of fun. So that's pretty much what's going on with the Xbox for free this month, and for the PS4, Disc Jam. Now, for some reason, this didn't show up on my list until this time. I was watching a few people play this Disc Jam, and it looks like a lot of fun. It's like volleyball with Tron, and it's like Tron volleyball.
This game's super popular so far.
Yeah, this is must download for sure. And then we got Tearaway Unfolded, Under Night, In Birth, Earth Defense Force 2025, Lumo, excuse me, and Severed. So that's what you got for the PS4. There was one good deal. I was looking at the weekly deals on the Xbox One. You can get Recore for 50% off right now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just it's a 20 spot, so that's kind of worth it. All right,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna move on to what good deals we got out there in the real world. Microsoft Chatpad is $22.49 at Walmart right now. I don't know if you're a fan of using it or not, but if you are, then there you go. Um, Xbox One 2 terabyte console is $339 at Newegg. Like I said before, you can get the other one for $229. Take that $100 and get yourself 4 extra terabytes. You know, so do that instead. Let's see here. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain is $749 via Newegg right now. Xbox One wireless controller, black with a 3.5 port, and Halo 5 for $49.99 via Woot.
Okay, pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Doom is $20 for both systems, the PS4 and
Oh,
Xbox.
that's really good.
Yeah, at GameStop right now. Dishonored 2 limited edition is $30 on Amazon. The Division is $20 on Amazon. Recore Digital, which is the same price on via the Xbox Store, is $20 on Amazon right now. Let's see here. We're going to skip over to PS4 now because there's really not a hell of a lot of other things. Oh, GameFly is also having used game sales. So go to their website and check it out.
Huh?
Let's see here. Borderlands: The Handsome Collection physical $14.99 at GameStop for PS4. Street Fighter V is $14.99 at Newegg. Blaze Blue Central Fiction limited edition is $46.06 at Amazon right now. Rainbow Six Siege for PS4 is $20 at Fry's. Let's see. Overwatch is $38.99 at Amazon. Final Fantasy 15 is $34.99 on Amazon. Persona 5 special theme and avatar set. It's free right now. I don't know from store.playstation.com. So
Okay.
people who are into Persona 5, like somebody I know, will be very happy to hear about that. PS4 Slim 500 gigabyte console, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare bundle, Resident Evil 7 and King of Fighters 14, $299 at Newegg right now. Western Digital Elements 1 terabyte external USB 3.0, $40 at Walmart. It's not terrible if you just need to get a gig.
Yeah, it's not bad,
No.
especially since PS4 has it now too
Right.
for external support.
Finally.
Uncharted 4 is pre-owned right now. Pre-owned price at GameStop right now is $16.79 with promo code
Wow.
CAG16. And we got one for Canada. Whee!
Yay, Canada.
Warner Brothers, the Batman Telltale series is $14.99 at Amazon.ca.
That's pretty good price.
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about that. I'm curious about.
I need to pick it
thinking
up
about
again.
getting
I
it.
love that game. I'm still on the first chapter or whichever.
Okay. So we got Monster Hunter games on the Monster Hunter games are now available on the eShop in North America for 3DS. Let's see. There's not a lot here. Oh, Animal Crossing New Leaf is $14.99 right now. Best Buy. And as far as the Switch goes, there's nothing on sale yet. So, still coming at a premium. So that's pretty much what I got going on this week, boys and girls.
All right.
Take it away, Ty.
All right. So let's talk about what we've been playing. Who would like to go first?
I'll go. I mean,
Right.
mine's been pretty concentrated. NHL 17. I've been still playing South Park. I kind of got a little burnt on that, but I'm almost done with it. Started playing Andromeda, and I was been playing Prominence Poker, and I have something to say about this.
Yes.
Prominence Poker is a complete and total ripoff, boys and girls. For you people who do not know, I played poker professionally for about 5 years of my life, and I made quite a bit of money doing it. They have ranked games in there now. They didn't used to when it first came out. And what you have to do is you have to go in there, and you start with a provisional title, and you have to play 5 sit and go tournaments, 6 people. Okay. The buy-in is 10,000 plus 500 that just goes to the house, which doesn't mean anything in this case because they're not really making money. Third place is 9K, second place is 15K, and first place is 36K. First of all, those are all jacked up because you should at least come up even money on third place. So I went through this shindig for 5 games, and I won 3, came in second once, and Ace 4 beat Ace King all in, so I lost that one and didn't place. So they started me out in the gold tier. Okay, cool. So then, in order now for me to play in the ranked games, I now have to pony up 20K buy-in for the same payouts. So that means every single time I need to make first place not to lose any money and not even double my investments. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. That is a horrible structure, and it is nothing but a money grab for you to buy more chips off of their site. So don't bother.
Really, a gambling game that's a money grabber?
Go die. No, but seriously, it's not even funny how upside down that is. You know, it's just a complete waste of your time and your actual money. I mean, 30K it cost you $4.99. Yeah, $4.99. So I made 110K doing all these tournaments, and so I mean, it's just not worth it. It's just a money grab.
All right.
So that's that.
All right, who's up next?
Go ahead, Eugene.
All right. Well, since I wasn't on last week's episode, I can talk about what I've been playing, which I really haven't played much other than the Nintendo Switch. I played a little bit of Fallout Shelter since you guys were playing it. I probably played maybe 3 or 4 hours into it. I'm not sure how to rank my my little settlement or my vault, whichever, but I'm having a good time with it. I mean, it's free. You can't really complain. Getting some good achievements from it too.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I played. I actually went to a Green Day concert 2 days before my baby was born, and we brought the Nintendo Switch while we were waiting in my truck for the line to start, and we played some Snipper Clips. So Snipper Clips, if you haven't heard of it, it's an indie title. It's $20 on the Nintendo eShop. It was one of the 7 or 8 launch titles that came with the Switch.
Nerd.
Yeah, it's a great co-op game. It's a really fun, cutesy puzzle challenge game where you basically are a piece of paper and you snip pieces off each other to solve puzzles. Really fun game. And then of course I've been playing Zelda. I've gotten probably around 35 hours into the game so far. Really just been wandering around. I'm nowhere near beating the main story of the game. Just been tackling shrines, and I 100% of the map. I opened up the entire map and everything. So having fun with that. That's about it for me. Graham?
Well, I've been playing some NHL 17 with the boys. Doing really good, holding Division 1, but we keep fighting for that title. I don't know if we're ever going to get it because EA all of a sudden is like, yeah, we're not going to let you have it. But other than that, I'm like Eugene. I've been playing Legend Zelda on the Switch. And like I said, I've been mainly tackling shrines. I'm still not 50% through the main quest. There's a lot of cool features, and it's just fun just to explore. Like, the game just wants you to explore. And if they got 900 Korok seeds, well, then pretty much you will find something anywhere. And the game is teeming with life. Like, I love the hunting aspect of it. So we'll be punching in more time. Like I said, Mass Effect is coming out, and I'm going to try to play Discipline and try to not play the game. Even it's getting not great reviews anyways, but I'm wondering what the patch is going to be for day 1.
Sure.
But I'm hoping What's that?
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to completely interrupt you. I wouldn't worry too much about the actual gameplay, per se, the story and everything like that. These glitches that are happening, they're just glitches. So they'll get fixed.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm hoping to get through Zelda before I start that. Hopefully it doesn't get too high of a rating that makes me quit, but I doubt that. But anyways, yeah, I've been spending most of my time with Zelda, and I've actually been playing it a fair bit in hand mode, but mostly docked. And the game looks great on the little small screen, but I prefer it docked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I was,
all
I
I'm
was
gonna say
actually
about
going to
that.
ask you when you were done how much you're playing, on the handheld versus the docked.
It's probably 90 to 10, 90
Okay.
to 10 split.
All right. Cool. So is that it for you?
That's it for me.
All right. For me,
that ain't it for him. You know what he has, right?
what?
You know those, what do they call those? Those body pillows? He's got a life-size Link one with a fleshlight embedded in it.
God.
Is that what you fantasize about, Mike? You're
No.
sick. You're sick, Mike. You're sick.
He
No.
actually got it for free for advertising some Japanese games on our show.
So, anyway,
They'll be taking it
Um,
back.
all right. Awkward transition into what I've been playing. I have been playing some NHL 17 and a little bit of Zelda. Haven't gotten too far into the game yet. Looking forward to getting new living room setup done. So get everything set up the way I want it, and then I'll dive more into that. And what I'm really looking forward to now is playing the Battlefield expansion, or the first DLC that comes out, and I'll be getting that here shortly. And
Shall
then
not pass.
and then jumping into Mass Effect Andromeda next week, and really looking forward to a week from next Tuesday when MLB The Show comes out. And that's about it for me, gentlemen. So let's move on to discussion. Eugene, we have a question this week. What is it?
So we do have one question from, guess who? Our loyal listener, Steve
All
Wiseman.
right.
Steve
God.
Wiseman asks, Sea of Thieves, if it does well and it's a game where your main goal is to just have fun as opposed to collecting shit or whatnot, do you think more games will follow?
I do. And I'll tell you right now, and we're actually missing out on a Sea of Thieves alpha as we speak to record this podcast. Man, that game is so much fun. I haven't had that much fun playing a game in a long time. Just like pure fun. Not the competitive part, not the, I gotta win, but just pure fun with other people playing the game. I haven't had that much fun in a long time.
Hey, Tyler, did you have fun playing the game? Because I heard you had fun playing the game. I heard
Hey,
it was fun.
hey,
There's a lot of fun in there, dude.
are you done?
No. Apparently you're
So,
not done with the fun either.
just I think so. I think other people will try to copy that and take that forward and try to mimic it and make it better. I don't see why not, but we'll see how the game performs. Because I talked to somebody at work this week that I'd heard about it. They saw the E3 thing last year and said, well, it just didn't look that interesting to me. And I think what holds it back is a lot of people look at the graphics in the game and it looks pretty simple.
Was it the same coworker you have that said video games causes people to become more violent?
No, that person's on vacation, thank God.
Oh,
And so, well, no, this is somebody who plays a lot of games. They play a ton of Overwatch, Battlefield, other games. So, they just said it didn't look that fun, and I think a lot of it had to do with graphics and maybe some of the way it was presented. But, I told him, and he actually went and signed up for the, the Insider program right there. But, we'll see what the adoption is for the game. And
Yeah,
I
I
hope,
signed up for
it's gonna be fun.
I signed up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said it sounds like it's going to be fun.
Oh, great. Yeah, so I signed up for it, and I haven't gotten a response yet from Insider. So hopefully I
Yeah,
get
same here.
added into it. Usually I get
Yeah.
added in pretty quick since I live in not a lot of people in Arkansas sign up for that, and they usually add people usually whenever I ask. But it's been a few weeks. Our last episode that I recorded with you guys,
yeah.
I went ahead and did it, and still haven't gotten an invite yet.
Yeah, it takes a little while. I got one after, I think it was two different alphas passed by for Xbox One before I actually got the invite after I signed up.
Mhm.
So
So is
yeah.
Alpha like constantly going, or do they have
No.
like special play dates?
No, they have special play dates, and it's
Okay.
for a set amount of time. The first one I got was just for 3 hours. This last one was for basically 24 hours, and it's going to end very shortly. I think in 13 minutes. But
you
yeah,
haven't played this one?
No, not this one, because we played NHL last night, and I didn't realize there's an alpha going on, and until I just happened to see someone else playing it. So went and looked, and they were on, and then I jumped into it real quick, and it said it was until 9 o'clock tonight. But yeah, I mean, I know, stressed the word fun too much for Mike's taste, whatever. But it's
Well, you said it was fun.
you know, Well, I mean, outside of saying or 5 times a sentence, it's I think it's worth saying that because so many games now are super competitive and it's about leaderboards, and we said that earlier. It's we're gonna sit in the corner of the map, we're gonna snipe people just to get on the leaderboard, so we can feel good about ourselves. And this is a game that's just about getting together with people and having a good time and being able to get back on the mic and do it, innocently without people swearing at you and telling you what they're going to do to your mother. Yeah. And I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. So
I hope it comes in at a good price point where it builds a strong community, and I hope it reviews well too, because I miss playing video games like that. There's not too many video games that come out that are fun, but really just builds a strong sense of multiplayer and community where you get together, you help each other out, even if you're new. The experienced veteran people come in and chime in and say, "Hey, this is what you need to do.
Yep.
We're going to put you here. This is a great spot for you." I really do miss games that are like that, to where that's what multiplayer gaming is about and should be about. It shouldn't be about getting hate mail after playing a Call of Duty match or anything like that.
And I'm glad you brought that point up, Eugene, because I hope Microsoft follows that same strategy that they followed for ReCore, and they said they were going to do for new IPs, which is put that game out at $40. I think that'd be an outstanding move for that franchise.
And I'm curious. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm curious too. Is it going to be a play anywhere game? Like, a part of me thinks it's going to be, but I don't know.
I think it should be.
Yeah, I think that would be a good game that would utilize that, to have a lot of people. Like, can you imagine like PC people playing like with Xbox? Like, we'll have a huge community that way.
Yep, totally agree. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Anything else on that?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
So, before I know Mike has something that he wants to mention real quick, but before that, I just really quickly want to talk about a company that I've had the opportunity to deal with today, and for the benefit of our few hundred listeners that listen every week, or hundreds of listeners, so I had the opportunity to deal with FedEx, and I ordered some stuff last week. I wanted to get a new living room set up. Really excited. Got the 4K Vizio P-Series TV. It's sitting in my living room right now, waiting for the new TV stand I ordered to show up. And I ordered this TV stand. It's like, good 85 inches long. Really cool. Got it for a really good price. And that was to be delivered by FedEx today. So the FedEx driver comes up. Apparently I'm at work, so I'm getting all this, reported to me. But I'm at work, and I get, text saying, hey, or actually I look at the thing, and it says, oh, we attempted delivery, and there's a delivery exception because nobody was home. And I'm like, bullshit, there's somebody home. So, I texted and got back. Well, nothing ever happens. We didn't hear anything. So, turns out the neighbor says that FedEx guy just didn't, he walked up and like really super lightly knocked on the door, and then ran off to put his slip on the door and ran away because he didn't want to carry the box to the door. And he tried,
I hate when they do that.
And he did the same thing with the TV on Monday, except he was caught in the process and had to bring it to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And now today, nobody caught him, so he's off and gone. And I'm on the phone with these people, and I'm sorry, but it's your job to take it out of the truck and bring it to my damn door.
Yes.
So I'm sorry that it's heavy, and I'm sorry that it's big.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a grown-up job, so be a fucking adult.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to ship anything, anyone, I mean, keep in mind, FedEx might not deliver it to whoever you're shipping it to if it's more than, 1.5 pounds. So maybe go through UPS or somebody else.
I wouldn't go that far after today.
What's that?
Wouldn't go that far after today.
Yeah, I know. But, well, at least I still got it. But yeah, that was a different story. But FedEx will just choose, and it's a game, because what the dude's trying to do is he's trying to say, I'm gonna attempt, quote unquote, to deliver this 3 times, and then you got to come pick it up. And if I wanted to pick it up, I'd just get it shipped site store and take it home.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want it picked up. I want it brought to my fucking door. So bring it to my door. So just keep that in mind if you're going to use FedEx for anything in the future. I had terrible customer service with them today, so I wanted to mention that to our community. Just as sort of a PSA and to get it off my chest because I'm a little frustrated and pissed off about it. So anyway, Mike, you have something you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So the other day I was reading the Yahoo homepage, and there was an article from Business Insider with some guy named Guy something, I believe his name was. The article has since been pulled because I can't link to it anymore. Um, Basically, his title was that the Nintendo Switch did something that the Xbox and the PS4 could not pull off, and just and the way it was worded was just that's just terrible. Um, what this guy had to say was that when you pull the Switch out of sleep mode, it boots up immediately. Bing, it's ready to go. And it's not that way with the PS4 or the Xbox One. And the thousands of comments were just lighting this guy up like nobody's business because it's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. You know what? The Switch is not the same system it's not a robust system like the Xbox One or the PS4. You know, now with this new Alpha build I have, I can pop on the Xbox in under 5 seconds. It is at the dashboard, ready to rock and roll. You know, so who the hell needs their system to be ready to rock and roll immediately out of sleep? PCs don't do that, especially if you have your power saving on for your hard drive and stuff like that. It takes them a couple seconds to boot up.
Mm-hmm.
And the Switch is nothing like the Xbox. It doesn't have a freaking hard drive in it. You know, it doesn't have it. It's just the dumbest thing I ever heard. And apparently, it was the dumbest thing everybody else had ever heard. So the article got pulled.
Well, yeah, and to me, it's cherry picking because you're finding the one thing that supports your argument that Switch is the best,
Mm-hmm.
and then focusing just on that. And
Yep.
that's great. We're happy that it boots up quick, and it's a fun system to play on no matter what. And the launch lineup sucks, other than Zelda and maybe Snipper Clips. But other than that, I mean, but there are good games coming in the future, and the system has a lot of promise. It doesn't have to be as powerful as Xbox One and PS4, and you don't have to make the argument that it's better. It should stand aside from those two because it's different.
No, I don't think.
And
I don't
yeah,
think that he was trying to make it seem like the Switch was better. The
Mhm.
title was mostly, "Hey, the Switch did this right, and PS4 and Xbox really screwed this
It's
shit up."
clickbait. It's clickbait,
It
is what it
is.
Yeah,
is.
and he was just probably writing a fluff piece because he was required to write so many words in order to get paid.
yeah.
But they yanked that like a picnic table cover, big time.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is that you're not comparing apples to apples here,
Mm.
and that I know that's what the point you're getting across, Mike. It's
Yeah.
you talk about a PC. A PC is a powerful machine, and you fire that up, it takes a few seconds.
Yep.
And I don't care how powerful it is and how brand new it is, it takes a few seconds.
So I want to
get
talk
around.
about two things.
Yeah.
So first off, I pulled up Yahoo just to look at their Nintendo Switch articles, and one of them I've read earlier this week, and it is exactly what Mike was saying. It's clickbait. So the title of this article is Nintendo confirmed a new Switch feature that has some gamers furious. So you click on this article, you're like, oh my god, what is it going to be? What is this feature that has people furious? The feature that they're talking about is Nintendo has not been able to confirm whether you're able to transfer game save files to another Switch system. So how many people are actually furious about that? Because honestly, I don't give two shits. I'm
Yeah,
not
right.
gonna have two Switches to where I need to load my save and take it to my other Switch. No,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah, right.
So these articles they're just clickbait. They're trying to get
Yeah.
hits on their website because Yahoo isn't relevant anymore. I mean,
No,
they
it really
sold.
isn't.
They sold their company, I think, and I think their CEO actually stepped down recently.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean these are just clickbait articles. I'm not worried about it. But to speak towards the Switch and the booting, I don't know if Graham, if you've had this issue, but putting the Switch in sleep mode for a long period of time, and even not even a long period of time, you boot the system back up, and the controllers will just freeze. You can't do anything on the screen. Have you noticed that happen to you, Graham?
Huh.
No, I haven't had that problem.
It's happened
well,
to me maybe 10 times, and my girlfriend, she said the same thing because I'll turn the Switch on and it'll continue where I last stopped at, and it'll have Zelda on the screen, and I'll try to move the controllers, I'll try to do stuff, and nothing works, and I'm like, oh, my controller desynced or something. I'll sync it back up, and nothing, still nothing, and you have to actually hold the power button down, shut it down completely.
Oh,
So
really? Wow.
Oh, that
the
sucks.
switch the sleep mode is flawed. There's a glitch in there where it causes the system to freeze up. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
I've
sure.
never had any issue at all like that. I've never had to hold down the power button on that thing.
Well,
Yeah,
if you guys got any operating system patches come through yet?
no,
Hmm.
not since day one. Day one they had a some kind of patch. I don't know what it did.
Yeah.
And they're saying that the frame rate issues
Yeah.
now, like Zelda has a lot of frame rate issues. And they're only noticeable in certain segments, and they don't
Yeah.
last for a prolonged period of time. They happen for maybe a half a second or a second, and then the
Right.
game starts running normal again. And they're saying that the Wi-Fi is actually what's causing the issue with the frame rates, which I'm not entirely sure how that could
Can't
be.
possibly be true.
Yeah, they're saying there's a Wi-Fi sync issue where if you lose connectivity with your Wi-Fi, it causes the system to start lagging up. So
That
I don't
could
know. That's
possibly.
Nintendo's official what they've said. So
But if the thing is a separate GPU and CPU, then it shouldn't matter.
I don't know.
Huh.
Hmm.
Unless, well, no, it doesn't even have a hard drive. No,
And I want to say one more thing: the
it's a little
Nintendo,
precarious.
what Graham was saying last week about the Switch, about the Pro controller, it is totally worth the $70. And I'll end
Yeah.
it with that. It is
Yeah.
the best controller I've ever held in my hand.
better
Wow.
than the
Better than a
Xbox One.
fleshlight?
Better than oh my god, better than I bought the Xbox One like the Elite controller,
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
and I paid $150 for that, and this one feels better. There's a few features with it that I wish it had, specifically the triggers are not analog, but really think about it, I don't need the triggers to be analog. Really, the analog triggers only are beneficial in racing games and shooting games to me, anyway. And I don't see myself playing a lot of those games for the Switch. But that it is a good feeling controller. It's larger than the Xbox One controller, larger than the 360 controller, and it just feels good. It feels solid. The $70 I feel is justified for the battery life. It has a
Mhm.
40-hour battery life to it.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I
I
heard
never
an
have to
amazing
plug it
battery.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
so that extra $10, because most controllers are what, $60, $59.99 for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much.
So $10 more to have that battery life. I'm down
By,
for it.
by the way, speaking of that, and wish list for Scorpio is internal battery in the damn controller.
Yes, internal battery. Yes,
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
don't know
the
if I agree with
PlayStation.
that.
No.
Xbox is the
Fuck
only company
no.
that doesn't have it.
I don't like that because if it dies and it goes south on you, you have to go find a new controller and or send it in.
Yeah,
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell
I
no.
want the internal because I'm tired of doubling batteries left and right.
Then go buy a
It's very
pack. Go buy a
much.
Yeah,
power
I bought a
pack.
battery
Yeah.
pack.
So if Nintendo can make a controller with a 40-hour battery life, my question is, why can't PlayStation do it, or why can't Xbox do it?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's a
it's
good
not
question.
probably not the fact that they can't do it, but you know that's the fail. If it fails, then what are you supposed to do? You know.
I haven't seen a huge fail rate on the PS4 controllers
Well, look
though.
at your
Have you?
PS4 controller. You have to keep that thing plugged in, or 5 minutes later it's dead.
Yeah, part of
Yeah.
that's the light though, and that comes out of it.
Stupid.
And I think I don't think Xbox would go that route. So I think you'd probably get a good 12 hours out of the Xbox controller.
Sorry, boys. This is one I do not agree with you on.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally fine. I disagree. So let us know in the forums, by the way, what you think. Is
Yeah,
that something you
give
want to
us your
see?
opinion for sure.
But I would. That's something I would personally like to see because I like the idea of the internal in the PS4. I just I don't. And there's been no fail rate on them. There's
How
no.
do you know?
Well, because there'd be articles out there saying, "Hey, these things are failing left and right,"
Well, just because
and it
they're
hasn't
not
existed.
failing left and right. I mean, there's an article out right. I mean, there's stuff out right now about the left Joy-Con on the Switch, failing.
Yeah.
But that's only because the thing is brand new, so they keep, they're like looking for all the bad stuff to throw out there in the media. I mean, the PS4 has been out forever, so
Well, PS4's been,
really
but
don't.
that's my point though. It's been out for 4 years, and we haven't seen anything showing any sort of trend about the controllers failing at a anywhere near high rate.
But
I
I
don't know.
bet you that I say I bet, but I don't know for sure. But if somebody went, say, 3 months or 4 months, if they went away somewhere and they stopped using their controller, they
Hmm.
could come back and the thing could be dead and not work. Like those things need to be used and stuff. Because
Yeah.
that happened to me with my PS3 controller. It
Hmm.
was like a brand new controller. I didn't play it that much, and I pretty much had it packed away for about a year or something. And then when I took it, the controller didn't work. So now I don't
Hmm.
have a working controller. So
Hmm.
if I had like an Xbox One where I could just put in AA batteries and boom, it would work.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I could see it being an issue.
I mean, I see the argument. Nobody's right or wrong. It's just it's a simple
Says
disagreement. That's
you.
fine. But it's just it comes down to preference, I guess. And I think in 2017, it's time to get it right with internal batteries. But to be fair, I mean, it took them until 2016 to get the damn uh, power source inside the console.
Yeah,
So
but like with the battery pack though, couldn't you like kind of call it a hybrid? So you could put like batteries in it and change double A's, or you buy a battery pack that charges through USB.
yeah, you can do that
So then
too,
it's kind of like an
that's
internal battery,
yeah,
right?
and I agree that's an option. So that's one that's there, and I've used that before, and I've definitely liked that option before.
Hmm.
And
Um,
And then
hmm?
you bring up another thing, the internal power source. I don't think it's all that great. Be honest with you. I mean, you're going through it right now. One of your Xboxes, it's got to be the power brick.
Hmm?
And instead of having just to go pay $30 on Amazon to get an OEM one, you got to send this damn thing in and get it fixed.
Well, this has an external power brick.
Excuse me.
The one I'm talking about has an external power brick.
No, you're talking about Scorpio and the internal
Oh yeah.
power.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So yeah,
I don't
um,
think it's all that hot of an idea, honestly.
yeah. I mean,
And
I get what you're saying, but
and
the
power and,
vast.
and
Yeah, go ahead.
power sources get hot, which will add to the heat inside of the box. And then, what if the box isn't perfectly ventilated? And oh my God, just leave well enough alone.
I know, but honestly, I mean, PS4's done it successfully, or PlayStation's done it successfully for a while. Um, and I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, and the power brick never really bothered me, but the vast majority of gamers want an internal power source.
Why?
So
What's the big deal?
because they do,
Because it's
and
huge. I mean, the thing's huge behind your TV. If you want to pack
Yeah.
up your Xbox and take it somewhere, you got this huge brick you got to take up with you,
Mhm.
and when you can
Have you
just have
seen
two
the size of
cables.
the regular Xbox already? It's the size of a 1980s VCR. So what's the big deal about having the brick too?
Well, I mean, even not the 360 is the same way, and then the Xbox One still has a brick that's
Yeah.
still tedious to carry around. So, I mean, it's a lot easier to take a PS4 with you when you just have to have a power cable and HDMI cable.
Okay.
I trust, I guess, after the Red Ring of Death debacle, I trust that Microsoft's not gonna release something without a lot of quality testing to make sure that thing's right. Because I don't remember the exact number now. I listened to there's actually Podcast Unlocked, one of their episodes where they had Phil Spencer, Peter Moore, and Seamus Blackley on there. All the three like architects of Xbox, and they talked about how much it cost to recover from the Red Ring of Death,
That was a
and
lot.
it was a staggering amount of money. It was billions of dollars,
Yeah.
and I would think that's a lesson learned. And we really haven't seen anything like that since then. Anything near that,
Mm.
or even remotely near that. So I trust them to go through the QA testing to make sure that everything's right and good. And the reality is Microsoft customer service for me has always been pretty damn good. I mean, when I accidentally ordered the freaking Star Wars collection with my Elite
Yeah.
controller with the paddles, they refunded me the money immediately,
Hmm.
and I still have the movies.
Yep.
Don't tell anyone.
You just told them.
But
We know,
I
Granny. We know.
I wish Phil Spencer listened to this podcast, but I don't think he does yet. Um,
If he is, what up, Phil?
yeah, if he is, Phil, come on and do an interview on the show. We'd be happy to have you. But yeah, I mean, and that's the cool thing though is that there's a lot of debate around what we want, and that's what's fun about leading up to E3 is seeing what we're actually going to get. From Scorpio and from PlayStation in the coming 10 years with their releases,
Yeah.
and Xbox in the next year because Xbox only shows what they're going to release in basically the next year to 18 months, And PlayStation shows what they're going to release in the next 25 years. So, but, and we kid PlayStation. But anyway, anything else on that, gentlemen?
Nope.
All right.
Very good.
Anything else before we get out of here?
Nope, I'm out of beer. Gotta go.
All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening to episode number 41. We're on our march to episode 50, which will mean, by the way, that we'll be at almost 1 year of doing this. So thank you again for listening to episode number 41. We'll be back next week with episode number 42. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe and play some great games. We'll talk to you.
Keep your sticks on the ice.
Keep your sticks on the ice, and don't do what Graham did and cheat in a lot of the time goal in the die segments. So until then, have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
See you later.